guns, and this one is that this is known as rim fire. So instead of having a pistol primer that they push in there when they go to reload the brass cartridge, it's already built into this. And your firing pin on this one is like a flat piece of metal, and it strikes the corner of this, and that's what ignites the charge in there to burn all the powder and send the round out. On a center fire cartridge, your primer's in the center, and your firing pin is usually a small cylindrical piece of metal that pokes that really hard and causes that primer to detonate. Okay, so let's come over here where we can get a clear picture of the red bullseye there. Okay, this is about a good distance for you to shoot at. Most indoor ranges, this is about the halfway mark.
How far does that shoot?
Oh, this is capable of shooting 1.5 miles.
Wow.
You always want to go off of what the round is actually going to do as far as its overall travel, just for safety reasons. And that's its overall range. The effective range is where you're going to be able to hit targets, because bullets, they don't travel straight out your barrel. They actually arc up and then they arc back down.
Oh, okay.
There's a certain point where just the gravity and the friction from the wind, rotation of the earth, all kinds of stuff affects your bullet, especially wind travel, going sideways or coming at you at different 45-degree angles, or head on or away from you. It's going to affect your bullet travel. But for a handgun at close range, you don't have to worry about that. That's something that you get more into advanced rifle shooting that you're going to be using.
Oh, they're going crazy.
Oh yeah, having fun. Okay, so I'm going to hand you this loaded magazine and this unloaded firearm. Okay, and you're going to keep it pointed downrange with your finger away from the trigger. And what I like to do is keep my finger straight ahead, and I put it off to the side right here.
Okay.
We'll get a nice comfortable grip with these ones around here, and this check ring on here is going to help hold it in your hand. Yep, perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And then
So you're always going to keep that downrange. Okay.
And put this in?
Yep.
This way?
Slide it all the way up, and then give it a little push. Okay, and you heard that little click, so there it's inserted properly.
Okay.
Now, keeping your finger off the trigger with your other two fingers on this hand, you're going to grab a hold of the charging handle.
This way or this way?
I like to go like this. Get your thumb on
Like
it.
this?
Yeah. You're going to pull back and let it slam forward.
Let it go.
Good job.
It is
See?
loaded.
No.
See how that went in there?
That's
Yeah,
the
and your
red thing.
chamber indicator came out, lets you know there's a round chambered.
Okay.
Okay? So, when you shoot, whether it's pistol or rifle, your breathing affects on how you're going to control your weapon. Okay? What you want to do is exhale, and as you do so, your body has a tendency to curl downward. Okay? And normal breathing, when you inhale, between that pause of exhaling and inhaling, that's when you want to have your weapon on target. That's when you have your sight alignment. Okay? Now you don't want to hold your breath. Okay? So when you exhale, you don't want to hold it, because then you'll start to shake. It's just a natural response. So you're just breathing to be smooth and calm, and you'll notice that your pistol is going to go up and down. Okay? So go ahead and point it forward. Okay?
Is it on? It's on safety or not?
Yeah, right now it's on safe, but we're going to keep our finger off the trigger.
Hey, hold on, my arm's getting tired.
Okay. Now, for beginner pistol, what we're going to do is we're going to grip the pistol here. We're going to keep our finger off the trigger, right? We're going to take our thumbs and we're going to cant them over to the side at about a 45-degree angle. We're going to use this hand to stabilize the other fingers, right? We're going to keep our thumbs together and off to the side. Because on this one here, this little piece here actually moves back to allow the round to unchamber. It's going to move back here. But see how far down below you are on it? You don't have to worry about it coming back and biting you or anything. Yeah, it's not going to hit your clothes. So you're going to take this thumb here and you're going to put it in alignment with this thumb here, straight out like so. Right? Okay, you take your other fingers and wrap them around these fingers. Okay? Now you're going to point at that red bullseye. Okay, and we're not going to do any shooting, but I want you to breathe. Breathe in, breathe out.
It's really hard to breathe. Now that you're telling me how to breathe.
Just breathe naturally. When breathe in, you notice the barrel rises. When you exhale, the barrel lowers.
Yeah.
Okay? It's at that little pause when you exhale that you're going to go ahead and gently squeeze the trigger. You're going to apply even pressure. You're not going to jerk it because that's going to cause your gun to go off target. So you're going to breathe in, it's going to come up, you're going to breathe down, nice and smooth, and then you're going to pull your trigger. You're going to squeeze it, not jerk it. Now, your finger placement on the trigger, they suggest use the meaty part right in the center. Some people will use the knuckle groove here. You'll get a little better control using the meaty part here. After a while, it's all personal preference. However you train and do this is what you're going to end up doing it in a stressful situation, or however long you're going to shoot.
Can't see
it. Okay, so keep your finger off the trigger. There you go. Always practice safe trigger control.
So you were telling me to put my hand like this, but
yeah.
I'm gonna keep going down. Is that okay?
You can have it come down, whatever feels comfortable for you. Some guns are right or left-handed, and
should I close my left eye or right?
Well, actually, you want to keep both eyes open, okay? Because what that's going to do is going to give you a full peripheral view of what's going on. And why that's important is, if you're hunting, you want to be able to see the deer moving over here, or maybe the hunter that's just almost in your line of sight that you probably wouldn't see when you're focusing with one eye on a specific target. So anytime you're pistol shooting or rifle shooting without a scope, you want to keep both eyes open, okay? You want to go ahead and keep it on target and just practice your breathing. So go ahead and do that. Do where it feels comfortable. And you can also lock your elbows, you know.
Like this?
Yeah. And that's going to give you more stability. Now, on a smaller handgun, what you're going to do is rotate your elbows outward, and that's going to lock your wrists here, and it's going to help manage the recoil.
Okay.
Now, on this one, it's not really that important because this is really light. Other than a BB gun, this is going to be the easiest to shoot. So go ahead and get comfortable. I got it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I couldn't move with the shirt.
Now, another thing to consider, we're on uneven ground right now. In a lot of indoor shooting situations, you're on flat concrete and stuff. So balance is really important. And balance is all in your hips and your waist. Whether you're doing martial arts or you're shooting or you're riding a horse or anything in life, you want to maintain good balance. The more stable you are down here, the more stable you're going to be here. So in marksmanship, when you're trying to get each round to go in the same hole where you want them to, you want to be nice.
Yeah, I noticed
nice
I wasn't
stable.
stable.
Okay. So you're kind of uneven here. We're going down this way. We're kind of tilting back a little bit. But basically, we're going to keep our feet forward. And then we're going to take one side, we're going to bring it back, and we're going to tilt our foot at like a 45. Okay? Now what that does is if there's any recoil from a larger weapon and you get a force going against you this way, you can brace yourself for it. Now don't bend back here, but use your feet to absorb. Bend here at the hips. Right? Keep your torso relaxed and in an upright position, kind of loose, right? Even you can bend your knee, right? Because if you have your knee locked back, that recoil has nowhere to go. You're like a shock absorber on a car, right? So when you get recoil from some of these heavier weapons, you want to be able to absorb that. Okay? So finger off the trigger. There you go. And get a good grip. Feel comfortable in your stance?
Yeah.
Go ahead and lean forward just a little bit. There you go. Get a little more comfortable. There you go.
Yeah,
That's the form.
Feel like you're more stable now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm just going to go ahead and move you around a little bit. I want you to keep your sight alignment. I want you to keep on that target, okay? And you're going to experience some forces, you know, some wind or, you know, ground movement. You're in a car or whatever. But you want to from here up, you want to be stable. You know, you want to be able to gyrate, rotate, you know.
I see. Okay.
So that way, if you start to shoot at more than one target, you want to be able to transition from target to target to target and not really have to move your feet. Right. So if we set up a line of cans and we're like, go, and it's a race, and ping, 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 ping.
Oh, I see. Because I usually don't see people move, just the guns.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like a turret on a tank, you know, like a piece of artillery,
Okay.
you know.
All right.
All right.
Let's fire this thing.
So we're gonna go live now. Okay. So that's a little basic safety. Okay. We have a round in the chamber. See the chamber indicator. Okay. Coming off safe onto fire. When you squeeze that trigger gently, a round will exit out.
What's this button again?
That's the magazine release.
Okay.
So finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Get your hands in position.
All right. Remember what I taught you about breathing. Keep your eyes open. Okay. Align the front sight post with the rear notch. And put the red bullseye right on top of the front sight post.
I aligned it, but I can't see the bullseye yet.
If you need to move over a little bit. How's that?
Go ahead and shoot.
Gently squeeze the trigger.
I can't see it, but it seems like both of my eyes I can see.
Alright, go and close your left eye. Gently pull back. Don't jerk it. Now you're shaking a little bit. You're
I know.
probably holding your breath. Okay? Remember your breathing.
Yeah, I noticed my
Always keep
breathing.
it pointed in a safe direction. Just take your time. We're not under any race. Exhale. Gently squeeze the trigger. Inhale. Raise it above the dot. Exhale. Put it right on it. Good.
Where is it? Do you see it?
No, we can't see it yet. That's not a fresh target anyways.
All right.
I'm
Now,
sweating.
At this point right here, we're in a jam condition because this is back and I didn't chamber the next round in there. And with 22s, that's pretty common. So from here, you'd hand it off to one of us. We're a little more experienced, okay? You're going to drop the magazine, okay? And get it out of there. Okay, hold on to that.
I didn't do that right.
Always keep your finger off of the trigger. Keep the weapon pointed at a safe direction. Okay, you're going to pull this charging handle back. And you're going to inspect inside to make sure that there's no round in the barrel or the chamber.
I don't see any rounds. But
No,
what?
we're good. You
But how come it-
never look down the barrel, okay? Never point it at anybody. Like I said, remember there's like a laser coming out of here all the time. And you never want to cut anything in half that you don't want to kill.
He's a great instructor.
Is that
Okay.
normal that,
He
that,
is.
that it looks like
Now.
a jam like that earlier?
Remember I talked about lead being soft? See how it deformed the tip there? Okay, so we're not going to reuse this one. So we're just going to kick it off to the side. Okay? And now we have a fresh one here. Because the quality of your ammo is important too. When you're buying cheap reloaded ammo, sometimes it's not always within spec or tolerance. You might have a round that's seated too deeply or sticking out too far, and it doesn't allow your weapon to cycle properly. So you want to inspect your ammo and make sure it's good. Okay. Chamber indicators flush here, meaning there's nothing in the chamber. Okay. Finger off the trigger. Pull back the charging handle. Okay. Let it slam forward. You can check this right here. Don't look down the barrel to see if there's a round in there, because there is. Okay. So finger off the trigger. There you go. Get comfortable with your grip. Okay. Put your thumbs together. All right. Okay. Get comfortable. Practice your breathing. When you inhale, you're going to come up. When you exhale, you're going to come down. When you come down, get your sight alignment. Put the top of the notch right on the bullseye, and you're going to gently squeeze the trigger. And don't hold your breath. Get comfortable in your stance too. And when you're ready, go ahead and shoot. Just try one. And then, okay, look at the gun.
Yeah, he shot high.
Okay.
I did?
Now, it's all right.
It's okay.
Maybe
Work.
go
Hold
over
on.
the
Keep your
side.
finger away from there. Okay. Now you see this one all the way forward. Okay. You check your chamber indicator. You're ready for another shot. Okay. This is what they call semi-auto. For every pull of the trigger, there's going to be a round fired. Okay. So go ahead and get back into your stance. There you go.
And fire.
Practice your breathing.
Put
Just
this back on
take your
on
time.
safety.
No.
No.
Just leave it alone.
He's just going to fire again.
It stays put. Okay, now you got a little bit of a jerk. Okay, finger off the trigger. Okay, because it's ready to fire again. See, there's another one in there. All right. Gently apply pressure. Don't try to jerk it. You jerk it, you're going to pull the barrel one way or the other up.
Keep squeezing harder and harder until it goes.
Gun jerk when I did that?
Yeah. Part of it's recoil, but the other part is your trigger pull. So you want to be nice and smooth, and you're going to put your finger on there, and you're going to feel the creep of the trigger moving back until you reach your breaking point, and then boom, it's going to fire. So that's all you're going to do. You don't have to do this, right? See how my hand moves? Okay. Just like that, nice and smooth. And if you need a little more control on your wrists, rotate your elbows outward. And it's going to feel a little uncomfortable down here as your palms start to separate. But that's going to give you more locking action here in your wrists, so you're not going to have that limp wrist.
Yeah, we'll blow through this first lesson, then we'll just start going.
So go ahead and fire these next 2 or 3.
Just one after another.
Okay.
Misfire.
Misfire. Finger off trigger. Alright. There's one in there. 22 ammo is cheap. We're actually out. Normally this would lock back to the rear. There was one in there, as our chamber indicator indicated. And just let it slam forward. This one, just don't go slow because your round won't get into the barrel. It'll end up deforming.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're done with this one. Ready for something a little bigger?
Sure.
Next up, 9. Miguelito's got a 9. Oh, you got one?
Yeah, I got a full size here that's really comfy. Okay. This is a 9mm. It's a Sig Sauer P226. Okay. And it's basically the same thing as that one down there, but the bullets are a little bit bigger. Okay. You have magazine release in the same spot. Magazine ejects out. This is a center fire cartridge. It's a little bit bigger, so it's going to be louder than that last one. Okay. The difference between this semi-automatic and that one is this whole upper slide is going to move because we've got a lot more force coming back, and this is your shock absorber here. There's a big spring in here, and that's what's going to push it back forward on you. Okay. Now, on this one, your sight's a little bit different. We'll get to the safety in a second here. Okay. You've got 3 dots. You got a nice front
Notice the
fiber
front there.
optic.
What is it?
Okay.
Threaded.
And
It
you've
says
got
6R
two white
226.
dots back here. At night,
He's got the threaded front barrel because he's got a suppressor for him.
Unscrew it.
Now, the safety on this one is this decocking mechanism here. Okay, there's nothing that's going to keep that from coming forward, but just allowing it to come forward. Okay. Now there's no round in the chamber right now because we haven't cycled the slide. So if we fire this, nothing's going to happen. Okay. Now to return this hammer back to the safe position, this center lever here is called your decocker. You're going to pull down, and then go in the center. And it's going to go to put that back in the safe mode. If you drop this on the ground, the hammer's not going to strike the round. So that's your safe mode. Okay. This lever up here is for taking it apart. Okay, and we can do that. And this is the slide release, just like that. Okay. We didn't practice that on that one, but if you lock that back forward and push up on this, that piece will stay back. And when you're ready for that to come forward, instead of letting it go, you pull down on here. Okay, I'm going to illustrate on this one. Okay, so fingers off the trigger. Okay, get a firm grip of the pistol. Keep it pointed in a safe direction. This serrated part here or here, you can grab onto. Pull straight back. Okay, you got spring pressure. You can see the round in there. Okay, just going to let it slam forward. You don't have to push this one forward. It's got a spring that'll assist that for you. Okay, this has a loaded chamber. There's no indicator to let you know that it's loaded. Okay, put this back in a safe mode. We're going to use the decocker. There we go. Now at this point, if I squeeze this trigger, the pull is going to be really strong, and that's going to be called double action. If I cock this hammer back, notice how the trigger moves rearward. Okay. Now I just slightly apply pressure on there, and I'm in single action mode. Okay. So decocker back to double action. Okay. So get a grip on this one. Get your stance. This is a little heavier pistol. Go ahead and use your sight alignment. Keep your finger off the trigger. Okay. Feel comfortable? Alright. Now I want you to put your finger on the trigger, and I want you to start pulling it rearward at a steady pace. Just keep pulling and pulling.
No, just keep going, adding more and more pressure.
Keep going.
Keep going until it goes.
Hard. This is called double action. This is what most people carry their gun.
Oh my gosh. That's hard.
Now it'll squeeze easy.
Now do the same thing. Wasn't that a lot
It
easier?
does bounce, so I gotta hold
Okay, now I'm gonna try a little less. Hold on to that.
Oh, that's harder. I mean, it's like...
Okay, gun's ready to fire. Go ahead and point it at the bullseye. Practice your breathing. Get the comfortable stance. When you're ready, gently apply pressure to the trigger. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
You didn't flinch.
A lot of times you'll see people, they don't know it's not loaded. They'll move the gun because they're expecting, and that's why you'll miss.
They'll try to overcompensate for the recoil before the recoil even happens. And that's called as a dry fire technique. And that sees if you're flinching at all.
Oh.
So that was a test to see how good you were.
You did quite well.
And there's no round in there, but it's still loaded.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure. It was,
We have
I
to. We
thought
have
you loaded
to.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the point I wanted to prove.
So let her try and cock it, slide it.
Okay. So you're gonna get comfortable. Okay. Finger off.
Finger in
the
a
trigger.
safe place. I mean,
Are you
right
left-handed
hand.
or right-handed?
You're right-handed.
Right-handed.
Okay. So go ahead and grab like that.
Finger
There
off the
you go.
trigger.
Keep your finger up here on the side. There you go. Move that other hand out of the way.
Okay, cock it
Okay.
with this hand?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pull straight back.
And let it go. There you go.
Good job.
Now just go ahead and shoot.
Go ahead and shoot. You're in single action mode.
I think it's loaded.
That's all right. Remember your breathing. It's got a little more kick than that 22. It's okay.
It does.
You can bring your hand up into this dovetail here, and that'll help support and manage some of the recoil.
Right here?
Yeah, just get an upper grip on that. Just hold it nice and steady.
Get your left, yeah, okay,
Don't
yep.
over tighten on it, but just get a firm hold of it.
Okay. Yeah, I was gripping it like a death grip for a second.
Yeah, you don't want to shake. Remember your breathing. Exhale, gently pull the trigger rearward.
Okay, go. But steadily add more and more pressure until it goes.
Remember your breathing.
Don't let off. Don't let go of it at all. Once you start adding pressure, keep going until it goes.
Yeah.
Keep going. More and more and more. You'll feel it move. You'll feel it. Don't let go of the trigger. Don't release your pressure.
Parts, nothing's going to come flying out at you or nothing. It's all going to be controlled. Yeah.
I can feel it before it fire. It's like
357 Magnum. Right, because you've got this little gap here, and the powder actually goes out to the side.
yeah. I felt the pressure, and then I can feel the pressure just hitting me before I even fired or something.
Next to these rifles, this is pretty loud.
But I think I was still
Grab hold like this.
released.
Ta-da.
Is that empty?
Right,
It's empty.
empty. Check it.
Okay.
Remember, always keep it pointed in a safe direction.
If I were you,
I did close my eyes.
throw it
There
out in
you
your
go.
pocket. That's your first big round you fired. Throw it out in your pocket.
Once I pulled the trigger, I did close my eyes because I can feel the pressure. Like it's like the wind hitting me
Right.
from the gun. I'm
Yeah.
not saying the regular wind. It's just
Yeah. The blast. It's
Yeah,
an
the blast.
explosion.
Wrap your-
It's an
wrap your
explosion.
thumb around here, get it around the trigger guard.
This is
Good.
how we American Embassy, they issue State Department.
yeah. I see the dot now,
So
right
military
right on
pistols
top.
are
I thought I was trying to compensate over that time. I actually had that higher than the dot, so I never saw it.
Right. Yeah. We went high because you're squeezing so hard.
You're right-handed.
Keep this.
Yeah. You can show Richard
Go ahead
later.
and hit the cylinder release.
What's this?
He's going to see 350. It says right here on the bottom,
Forward off to the side of the trigger.
357 mag.
There you go. Good job. Now you're gonna take your offhand.
And then you'll keep the 45 as well.
Okay, you're gonna put your thumb through here. Roll it
That
around
is
the cylinder.
really awesome,
Okay,
though.
You're gonna
yeah.
grab the
That
bottom
feels.
of the trigger
I
lock.
like the way that
Like
feels
with
better
the
than the
trigger
other,
lock.
except that you can
Then
feel
that's
that.
all. Now
Yeah.
you're gonna reach
Yeah,
down
that's-
here
I have
to
one
your
of those
strong
too.
side. You're gonna grab your speed loader.
Right here.
Get a little forward of the
This is
cylinder.
38.
There you go. Now you see you got a nice natural drop.
I'm let you go. Go ahead and aim. Put your finger on the trigger. And this trigger's kind of hard to squeeze.
It feels different, huh?
Yeah. You want your finger down towards the bottom of the trigger, bottom portion of the trigger, not the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so each one of these magazines holds 20 rounds and it came with 4 of them. Threaded barrel, the dovetail, the extra serrations up here.
I can't pull it, it's so hard.
You have to press lower on the lower part of the trigger.
Okay.
And I got a suppressor for this too.
Did you have to get an FFA for that?
No, I already have a gun truss. I just added on there.
Hard to pull this.
Gun what?
Gun trust. I have a lawyer drove the gun trust for me.
Yep.
Oh, you have more than one?
Yeah, it holds 2 shots. And that's it. It's really hard to squeeze the trigger. It's designed that way. That's it, kind of its safety and everything. It's a last ditch thing. It's something you keep in your pocket. Puts a big hole in the bad guy.
Pretty good.
We'll work on accuracy in a second. You just right now you're feeling how each one goes. The point of this trip is to decide which one you're most comfortable with. And now it's back. Okay, what you're going to do now is you're going to hear the most terrifying sound in the world. Put your hand on it like a pistol.
Like this?
Yep, finger off the trigger, yep. Grab this other pistol grip,
Oh, God, this is heavy.
and you're going to bring it together. There you go.
That?
Now
Do
it's
I push it back out?
Yep, exactly. That's the scariest sound in the world, and it's off safety. So this is bird shot and stuff, so you don't want to shoot the ground. You don't want to shoot rocks. They'll bounce right back at you. You're going to shoot up over there, and you're going to feel the kick.
On my shoulder?
You can try it on your shoulder first.
Oh, God.
Rack it. Now off the shoulder. Have the butt under your arm, underneath, like that.
Like that?
Yep.
I'm not aiming at anything, though.
You don't need to. You're just feeling the blast.
This makes me hungry.
Yeah, look at that! And the pink shot shells coming out with the pink headphones is awesome.
So, do you want to aim, then you...
Push in on your shoulder though.
Yeah, make sure it touches. Make sure it's being pressed against you. Otherwise, it's going to come back and kick you like somebody punched you in the shoulder. You'll end up with a bruise.
Push this against my shoulder?
Yeah. Hold it tight against your shoulder.
Oh, got that. That is heavy on my shoulder.
Yes, it is.
I've done it thousands of times.
We've done it thousands of times. Yeah, let him.
Mike's gonna do it. I just did the thing.
One-handed.
Wow.
Clear. That kicks hard, huh?
Hey.
That's a big difference from the bird shot.
But it went over that thing into the middle area.
Yeah,
It's okay.
that's devastating.
That is. On the hip?
Yep. Yen's firing a machine gun. And remember, that kicks a bit, so be ready for it.
The arrow is right there, but I think the table's too high.
Or you just you adjust the gun, lift the gun, lift up on it.
You don't have to rest this part on the table, just this part. So if you wanted to, you can do what you need to do. Put that sign.
So the arrow needs to point right at the red thing.
Yep, the tip of the arrow should be touching the red dot. And go ahead and slowly squeeze that trigger.
Oh, I'm shaking. That's powerful.
Okay, now take your finger off the trigger and set it to safe. What we're going to do is going to take this as the suppressor. Okay, it's on the front. Suppressor is now locked on. And go ahead and do it again and notice the difference.
It's going to be softer or harder?
A lot more quiet. Same kick though. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. There you go.
Couldn't pull the trigger. Something didn't happen.
There you go.
Oh, I
It didn't chamber. Oh no, you shouldn't have to. It didn't cycle automatically. It should do it automatically.
No, I don't have any rounds for it yet.
Notice the difference in how quiet that is?
That's a little quieter. Did you get it?
We'll see in a second.
Look through your 4-power scope.
Just devastating that log. You're doing great. You see all the stuff flying up?
Yeah, but I'm hitting the log, but not the thing, right?
You are hitting the target.
And the wind is blowing.
Well, hold on. She's gonna take this target home. Let her shoot that one. I'll put up another one for you.
The wind is kicking.
Go ahead and fire.
No, I'm out of alignment somehow. I think the gun is like a... Can you reline it for me?
I can make this go up higher if you want.
Yeah, I feel like it's kicking.
There you go. Right, well, I mean, you literally have to do this.
Oh, I see.
You know, raise the gun up to get it down.
Try it?
I'll try one.
Go again.
Did you hit it?
Not sure. Just keep going till you're.
Ooh, space.
I'll talk to you so you can hear it normally. You can adjust it on the wires. You can pull it down even more. This side, see here? Go ahead and stretch these wires straight down. Pull straight down. There you go. See?
Well, I can see the bullets without their glasses.
So you can hear us talking, you can hear the wind blowing and everything, but when the shots go off, it's slowly muffled, so you're hearing.
And you're empty.
Totally cool.
You are empty.
So you can sit in the backyard and listen to everything Damon says.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
There's an elk sitting right there. She's shooting right there. He doesn't care. Or she. It's amazing that the elk just doesn't care. It's staring right at us.
Because we're not shooting it.
Hi.
What happens if we go up there?
They're known to attack. Yeah, they'll charge you. Still dropping down. You're shooting low.
Shooting too low?
Yeah. Remember to slowly accept the blast when it happens. Don't worry about it. Just squeeze that trigger slowly, gently. I couldn't see that. Let me see
I
where.
noticed that. You hit it?
Part of it, yeah. Too high. Remember, look right down from that to the dot. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.